Krista Sharp and I'm from Poole in Dorset. My Time Young Carers is a Dorset-based children's charity and we were founded about 10 years ago. I was a teacher for 13 years. I got introduced to the charity because they wanted to do some work in schools. I got asked to get involved with the charity as an advisor, which I did, and then I got offered the chance to lead the organisation, and that's what I do now. My Time is currently working with approximately 3,000 young carers across Dorset. We help to train teachers to identify the young carers in their classes. Then we funnel them into what we call the Making Memories programme. So the Making Memories programme is all about giving young carers the chance to have some fun, to take a break from their caring role and to meet and hang out with other young carers who really get what it is that they're going through.
Krista is wonderful. If you ever want advice, you ever want to just talk about anything, she'll be straight there. She is one of the best people I've ever known.
I have always wanted to run the London Marathon, so as soon as I got my place, there's obviously only one charity that I was going to run for, which was My Time Young Carers. I wanted to raise £2,500 because I know that that will allow My Time to send 40 young carers on a Making Memories Day. And I couldn't actually believe it because I think with the gift aid, by the end of it, I'd raised over 6,000. I can't believe that I've been nominated as the community hero for Just Giving. I mean, the marathon was the best day of my whole life. Working for My Time is the best job that I could possibly have. The young carers that we work with, they are the most resilient, the most emotionally intuitive and some of the hardest working young people I've ever met. And that's why My Time exists, because we are here to serve the young carers that live in our communities.
I'm Ryan Gardner from Howden in East Yorkshire. I knew Luke as a student. He played in my football team for 5 years during his time at school. I remember getting an email from one of my colleagues to explain that he'd been diagnosed with osteosarcoma, a form of bone cancer. After hearing about Luke's passing, when I don't really know what to do with myself, I started to think about what I'd do for somebody else. And then that's when the conversation with Teenage Cancer Trust came to be. I think as soon as you see the word teenage in front of cancer, it sits with a lot of people. So we came up with a shining light. And then I said, well, I want to try and kick this thing off. And I got Luke's friends to come back to school after they'd left and play football against us. And we invited all of his year group down and all his friends down, people from the town and family. And we had a big launch, and we had like a raffle and an auction. We raised just under £8,000 that night. In terms of all of the different activities and challenges that we've done over the last 12 months, we've had things like community tabletop sales, we've had summer concerts, things like doing the Christmas market in town.
We were approached by the school just after Luke's funeral saying they wanted to create a legacy, and to see where it's come now through the generosity of the people and the communities locally to us and further afield have been absolutely amazing. Ryan's the driving force behind it. We have to live with Luke passing every day. Ryan chooses to do this. He doesn't have to do it, he chooses to do it. To be able to support him as Luke's father is unbelievable.
The next big event we've got going is a junior football tournament. Ultimately, Luke loved football. Now that we're kind of a year old, the kind of next big event for me was always going to be something like this, to do something that I know he would have loved being involved in. So I really hope that people will look at what we're doing now and they'll understand that out of tragedy you can always do something positive.
I'm Sarah McPherson and I'm from Norfolk. Mini Donks is a social enterprise that takes miniature donkeys to visit people with life-limiting conditions or who for whatever reason they cannot access animal therapy in any other way. Donkeys came into my life about 10 years ago when I went to see a lady about some puppies, and I ended up coming home with 2 donkeys and a dog, and I just fell in love with them. I started Mini Donks because my mum Pat had dementia, and I saw the impact that my little donkeys had on my mum. When she deteriorated in her condition, we took the donkeys to visit her in her care home, and I thought if it works for my mum, it's going to work for other people. So a typical day on a visit day with Mini Donks is that volunteers would arrive at Mini Donk HQ. The lorry will be all loaded up with hay and straw and water. We head off to where we're going, make a secure pen for the donkeys, and then when the donkeys are unloaded and go trotting in, It's just really special. We've got the best volunteer team in the world. I'm privileged to be able to work with such a fantastic team. I think when you help other people and doing it through the medium of the most adorable, cute little donkeys, it just lightens people's hearts. Donkey welfare is at the heart of everything that we do. They really seem to get a lot out of the interaction. So we're a social enterprise, which means we're not for private profit. We do charge for our visits, but we always aim to keep our visits as affordable as they can be. So normally we'll run at a deficit every year, and we need to fundraise for that. Just Giving's been a huge part of our fundraising from day one. Being nominated as a community hero is just amazing. It just came out of the blue. It's very, very humbling because there's people out there all over the country doing amazing things for fantastic causes. And the little old donkeys from Norfolk, to be there representing them is really something very special.